The NFL Inspire Change campaign is coming to a close. There is just one more ad that my producers are going to force me to look at. In the first ad, we learned that it's society's fault that some people won't pay their mortgage. In the second ad, we learned that committing crimes is a perfectly fine thing, and it's actually the police officer's fault that people are committing crimes. And we learned that people who are the victims of crimes, overwhelmingly black people, by the way, in the communities they're focusing on, they're just the victims of racism, because sometimes cops, usually black cops, by the way, if we're talking about cities like New York or other racial minority cops, are going into racial minority neighborhoods and arresting racial minority criminals, that somehow that's racist. Not sure, not quite sure how that works, but that's what we learned. That's what the NFL told us. Now we've got one more to inspire change. Take it away, NFL.
Let me tell you about where I'm from.
Where I'm from, the digital divide makes equality nearly impossible.
When I get a job, I'll make $10,000 less than white people with the same skills.
Where I'm from, we overcome, and soon there will be many CEOs, CFOs, and CTOs that look like me.
The NFL and Peer Scholars are providing training and access to people often excluded from tech careers because of education inequality.
There's something really hilarious about NFL players who make extraordinarily bloated salaries complaining about how they, on the basis of their race, won't make as much money as white people.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
What is the average contract for a first-round draft pick in the NFL? It's something like $9 million. I've done fairly well here in politics and media with my shows and my books and the blank book. I'm not making $9 million. I'm not making NFL money, okay? But I'm a white guy, and so I've got all that privilege, and black people, even black NFL players, are complaining that they're not making enough money. That's really rich.
I'm rich, biatch.
Then they make the claim that America's such an evil, racist, bigoted, terrible country that black people are gonna make $10,000 less, I suppose, per year than white people for doing the exact same job with the exact same skills. Do you think that's true? Does anyone really believe that's true? That reminds me of the other canard that women are only paid 75 cents on the dollar. And do you know how I know that that is a lie, just like the idea that black people with the exact same skills and the exact same job responsibilities make $10,000 less? Because if that were true, only women and only black people would get all the jobs.
It's true.
That's how I know that's not true. Because I've met a lot of business owners in my life, small business owners, sometimes big business owners. I've never found any of them to be evil, bigoted, misogynistic, racist, whatever you want to call them. But let's say that they were. Let's say that business owners, they hate women. They hate black people. I don't know, they just got something about them. You know what business owners tend to love most of all when they're talking about running their business? Money.
Show me the money.
I don't think that the most bigoted, racist, misogynistic business owner in the world would hate black people and women more than he loves profits. Business owners, just kind of by definition, like it when their businesses are profitable. So if they could get the exact same labor with the exact same skills and the exact same job for significantly less money, $10,000 less per year, or 75 cents on the dollar,
75 cents.
they would do it. But that's not what's happening. And you can't, when you're making these kinds of comparisons and you're believing these kinds of statistics, then I think you're probably ready to be sold a bridge in Brooklyn somewhere. More to get to in 1 second. First, though, I am sure you know about the Ring video doorbell, because I've been telling you about it for years. You know, it's this amazing doorbell where you can see and speak to whoever is at your doorstep, whether you're in the house, at the office, on the other side of the world. It's amazing. Did you know that Ring makes an alarm? Ring Alarm is an award-winning home security system with available professional monitoring. Best of all, you can install it yourself. It's so simple, even I can do it. I'm not exactly the handiest guy in the world, but you can. It's amazing. You can get all the sensors for motion, doors, and windows that will work on any house or apartment just like yours. I love it. Ring gives me peace of mind, whether I'm away from home and sweet little Elisa and the baby are there, or whether we're all away from home and you're going to protect your home against not just the bad guys, but sensors that will help prevent your home from flood, freeze, and fire too. It's amazing. Professional monitoring gives you the ultimate peace of mind. It's super inexpensive, by the way. You get award-winning professional monitoring for less money per year than you probably pay for a month of the old kind of services. go get the Ring alarm. Go to ring.com/Michael. Get a great deal on a Ring alarm home security kit today. Ring.com/Michael. Pretty soon, all the CEOs and all the CTOs are going to be black, so that'll show you. Okay, maybe, I don't know. That's fine, I guess.
It's beautiful.
More power to you. I hope everyone does the best that they can. I hope everyone of all races, of all colors, of all sexes can go. They really pursue the good and they achieve that. But it's a hard argument to make that America's evil and racist and bigoted and no one can get ahead. And anytime anyone fails at anything, it's the system's fault because the system is keeping you down. But also, we're about to take over the system. Well, how? I thought the system was so oppressive that no one can get ahead, that racial minorities and women are being kept down. They're being kept, so then they can't get over, but they're about to get over it. How? Oh, because people actually can get ahead. If they work hard and they study and they do the right thing and they avoid committing crimes and they avoid doing something that actually NFL players are more likely than the general public to do, which is commit violent crimes and get in trouble. And usually the NFL players get off the hook for it because they're an extremely privileged group of people who make a ton of money and they're very well-known celebrities and they're treated differently than the general public, regardless of their race. Maybe that's why. Maybe my big takeaway, I guess, from all of these NFL Inspire Change commercials is the way that we talk about privilege and oppression in this country is maybe a little bit flipped. And if these NFL players had even 1 ounce of self-awareness, they would realize that they are some of the most privileged people in the entire world.
American dream. Best country in the world.
Making a ton of money to play a game, coddled their entire lives. They get put through school. They almost never have to go to classes in college because they're there to play football and they get to play this game and they get to make a ton of money and they get to do almost whatever they want.
Whatever, I do what I want.
If there were a modicum of self-awareness, but there is not. And so we get more calls to inspire the change and change the politics. Wow, wow, wow. Meanwhile, these are the people most likely to cash in. It's a good racket. Nice work if you can get it. I'm sorry that I had to sit through those ads, but I'm glad that I could sit through them so that you are not forced to pay very close attention to this very silly football league.